Saudi Arabia is already a well-developed country, but it also has a focus on continued development. As such, it's building a future for its millennial population and beyond that will look far different from its past. One of the reasons for this is the changing world economy that is demanding that Saudi Arabia move toward a time when oil is less of a factor in economic development and strength. But it is not just about oil. Technology, human rights, economic diversification, and other areas all come together to create change. With that change occurring in other countries, and with Saudi Arabia desiring to stay updated and relevant in the global business world, it is clear that adjustments need to be made. Fortunately, this is not an area where Saudi Arabia is lagging behind. The country has a strong concept of what needs to be changed and how that change needs to take place in order to advance its goals for the future. From reducing its economic reliance on oil production to moving into the tech market, Saudi Arabia is moving forward with its plans. A future without oil dependency. When most people think of Saudi Arabia, they think of the Middle East and oil production. They might not know much else about the country unless they've lived there or visited, but Saudi Arabia is much more than oil, and it is working toward a reduction of the value of oil in its economy. The NEOM project is one of the ways this reduction will take place. The ambitious project includes a zero-carbon city where there will be no cars, no roads, and no carbon emissions, but the NEOM project is more than just that one city. The project entails spending $500 billion on diversifying the economy and moving Saudi Arabia into a future that is not dependent on the production of oil in order to have a strong economy. The NEOM project is the brainchild of Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman. It'll be created from scratch along the coast of the Red Sea. It was announced back in 2017 as part of what bin Salman calls Vision 2030, which will fully rid the country of its reliance on the revenue from crude oil. Over 10,000 square miles of the country's remote northwest area will be used for the NEOM project. It will create 380,000 jobs and also add 180 billion riyals, which is 48 billion USD, to the GDP of the country by 2030. 3 years of preparation and infrastructure are needed for the city, which costs between $100 billion and $200 billion. There will be high-speed public transportation in the city, along with healthcare, schools, green places, and more. No journey will take longer than 20 minutes. As a totally sustainable and health-based city, the only power will be from 100% clean energy. Not only will high-speed transit be used, but there will also be mobility solutions that are totally autonomous. One of the key players in the city will be AI, artificial intelligence, which will be used to power many of the solutions that will help people travel from one area of the city to another. The $500 billion investment will come from several sources over a decade. These sources include the government, PIF, Public Investment Fund, and investors who are both local and global. By 2030, the NEOM project development will be expected to house up to 1 million residents. The development will be called The Line and will be 106 miles long. The line will consist of a number of smaller interconnected communities, none of which depend on oil for sustainable development. With zero-carbon cities in the works, Saudi Arabia is moving away from oil dependency in a big way. How the future will look when there's no dependency on oil remains to be seen. With the ambitious NEOM project, Saudi Arabia is clearly indicating that the era of oil is coming to an end in the country. That's not to say that oil will go away completely, as the country is large and the NEOM project is only a small part of it. But with the commitment of effort and finances, it is clear that Saudi Arabia is dedicated to moving away from economic dependence on oil and interested in developing a more sustainable future. Diversification of the economy. One of the ways that the country is going to move into a future that is far different from its past or current state is through a lack of reliance on oil. But that is not the only area in which Saudi Arabia is looking to make changes. Diversifying their economy also means taking on other areas where they can advance and where they can work with other countries to enhance trade and further their development. Tech is one of those areas, as AI and other technological improvements add to what the country can do. In addition to an increase in tech and a decrease in oil, Saudi Arabia is also looking to improve its tourist base and offerings. While not often thought of as a tourist destination, there are many areas of the country with rich history and plenty of natural beauty. By both improving on the quality of life for its residents and building an economy that brings in a much higher level of tourism, the country will diversify itself and continue to lower any reliance it has on keeping its economy strong through oil production. The Al Ula region, for example, is home to only 46,000 people. It's not really a city, but it is large for a town. One of the most notable things about the area is that it encompasses more than 22,000 square kilometers. Mountains, oases, and deserts are all part of the region, as are archaeological sites that showcase over 250,000 years of history. It is also home to the country's first UNESCO World Heritage Site, the Nabatean Tombs of Hegra. With the ongoing NEOM project, the Alula region is working to come into line with other areas of the country and its long-term plans for development. The heritage and landscape make the location an excellent choice for tourism, but people also live, work, and raise their families there. The development of tourism will mean the lives of these people will be changed, and that has to be handled with care and respect as the tourism projects move forward. Saudi Arabia is making sure it accounts for that by working the development of tourism-based changes around the landscape and heritage that already exist there. Any new construction will be harmonious with what already exists in the region in order to make sure that it causes the least disruption to the area while still showcasing all the beauty and value to be considered there. A design studio has to be created to lay down guidelines and offer templates, ensuring a high level of respect for history and culture. Tech values and liberation. Part of the allure of the line and the NEOM project overall is the liberal value system on which it will be based. It will be an independent zone with social norms and regulations that are all its own. While it may be partially based on the desire for a reduction in oil dependency, it's also based on much more. One of the goals of the city will be to attract top talent and make the area a hub for creativity, innovation, and trade. Like something from a sci-fi novel, the city will be like nothing else in the world. The scope of this project is massive and completely unprecedented. However, the need for something like this becomes more evident every day. The prices of oil are falling, and Saudi Arabia does not really have a lot of investment opportunities that are attracting global interest. In order to stay strong and relevant in the future, the country must search for its place in the world. This innovative project will set it apart and showcase the ways it can be of value to the global investment economy. With solar technology, using just 3% of the land in Saudi Arabia could mean providing electricity for more than 50% of the world. The zero-carbon concept of the NEOM project will offer electricity without emissions, as well as employment and investment opportunities. The megacity will be 33 times the size of New York City and focused on 9 different key economic sectors where it can be at the forefront. These sectors include food, biotech, water, advanced manufacturing, and energy. Saudi Arabia's crown prince has spoken out about concerns over the city, stating that the population of the country generally wants to go back to moderation, community, and collaboration amongst themselves and with their global neighbors. By focusing on technology and more liberal and open values, the city will work to attract the kind of forward-thinking and innovative talent that can continue to push Saudi Arabia forward into a future where it is a major player in the world's economy without oil dependency. Everything about the NEOM project is futuristic, with fully automated processes and services, drones in the sky, and food grown in the desert. An e-government will enforce rules and regulations, and the look and feel of the city will be nothing like what has been seen anywhere in the world before. The first phase of the NEOM project is set to be completed in 2025, and as technology continues to advance and liberal values are exercised by the region's younger populace, the city will expand as part of Vision 2030. A focus on the city of the future. Much of Saudi Arabia remains unchanged at the moment, but there is a lot taking place behind the scenes. The NEOM project may sound like just one small area of development, which will not change the country in any appreciable way. However, it is the scope of the project that is worthy of note. Additionally, the project's development will prompt other innovation throughout the country, which will add to the liberal values, technological development, and reduce dependence on oil that is the focus of the line. It remains to be seen whether Saudi Arabia's dream of the line and the NEOM project will come to pass, or whether there will be delays, reductions, or other issues. Still, it appears that the project is currently on track, and the Crown Prince is dedicated to the goals and plans the country has for the future. With millennials and younger generations interested in technology and innovation, and with a global marketplace of dreamers and creators, Saudi Arabia is well poised to make overarching changes. There will still be a need for oil for many years yet, but that need continues to dwindle as electric cars, solar power, and other options make their way into larger segments of the marketplace. For Saudi Arabia to remain relevant, the country knows it needs to make changes. Rather than make only the minimum adjustments to get by or to keep up, the goal is to use the NEOM project to propel Saudi Arabia and its residents past where other countries are planning to be and into a future that is stronger and brighter. The NEOM project and the line should be completed by 2030, which is not that far away. As development and ideas continue to be considered, and as artists render what the area might look like, the Saudi Arabian government remains committed to a $500 billion investment in the country and its people. That development, along with an overall increase in tourism and reduction in economic dependency on oil, will mean a future that is much stronger and much more innovative than what the country would have seen. Recognizing and capitalizing on that value is the main way in which Saudi Arabia will improve its global economic standing and continue to provide a high quality of life for its people, both now and in the future.